Nick, you're stupid.
Counting all these racks, money so long. I told her goodbye.
YouTube, what the hell going on? Hope everybody doing well. Shout out to my new subscribers. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the Rex Gang. I ain't gonna call it that. I don't know what to call it, honestly. But anyway, we're gonna react to Katt Williams exposed Hollywood and drag comedian. Yes, the last 2 days has been the Katt Williams show, and I'm here for every bit of it. He's exposing these mother, you know what, and everything that I probably watched 90% of everybody that came onto the Shannon Sharp show, Club Shay Shay show. I mean, like you said, you just take everybody at face value. You don't expect them to lie about, what they did in their life, but, people lie, and when they lie on you and you've been quiet for so long, you got to say something eventually. And then when you say it, everybody look at you like you crazy. You don't know what he's talking about. But I don't think Katt Williams got nothing to lie about. I don't think he got nothing to benefit for it. So it's here they respond and see what they talking about. See what they gonna say. I think I seen a little bit of Ricky Smiley, but I ain't want to watch it.
Very messy. For one, Katt Williams went viral after doing an interview with Shannon Sharp on his
that shit
show,
got like
Club
8-9
Shay
million.
And this happened around the same time that the Jeffrey Epstein transcripts were revealed. So there's a lot of messy stuff going on. But I'm gonna first focus.
2024 has been a year of the goddamn mess.
On Katt Williams,
2024.
He just flamed a lot of his peers.
2024 has been the. Why this bitch won't pause?
In the comedic world, he went in on Steve Harvey.
Everybody,
Hart, Ricky Smiley,
everybody got a bullet.
Love, Cedric the Entertainer. I mean, the list goes on.
Everybody got a
he
bullet.
Was talking about people selling their souls and their booty holes. I mean, he was just.
As when I was a kid, I'm quite sure everybody had this phase in their life where they like, I wonder is Illuminati real? I wonder. I don't know. It's wild to think about that people do shit like this. But then you gotta understand, we live in a big world where everybody has different fetishes. And if you got all the money and the power, you can control somebody's life. Oh man, you can make them do any fantasy you want. You just looking. But it is strange that black men, and I seen on TikTok, it's a list of black men that put on dresses to go to the next level. And me personally, I don't feel like you need that to go to the next level, but ain't no but. You don't. But the money part, they just want that money. They don't care about nothing after that. But, that just is what it is.
Flaming everybody.
Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't
Everybody
write.
catching bullets back to back
Ricky
to back.
Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Why Earthquake?
Ricky Smiley has definitely been playing that same black lady forever. And he's still playing it to this day. I don't know why he's still playing it. There's no reason he should be still playing it. But if he want to still play it, hey, I'm all for it. I don't like it. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But I feel like Ricky Smiley has established himself good enough to where he don't have to play that woman anymore.
Quake not in movies because he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of him. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey. Michael Jackson called him Christmas.
Christmas.
You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither. Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my pee in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script.
Was not the only
There's
one.
3 other black guys on there.
What they did?
Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get that?
I told him no. What y'all do? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times.
Damn.
4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy didn't want the body. And you gotta tell him no.
That's a crazy image. That's a crazy image. But yeah, that's real. You standing on business, standing on your morals. That's what I'm about. I like standing on business, standing on morals, standing on what I see. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I say I'm wrong. But some stuff you just can't let that shit slide. You just can't let that shit. You gotta stand on what you believe. Once you stand on what you believe, and people like you more. I don't know. Some people don't give a damn if somebody like them. I mean, I don't give a damn if somebody like me. But if it got something to do with my morals, then yeah. Fuck what everybody else think. I said that wrong. Fuck what everybody else think. I'm standing on what I believe in. I'm standing on what's right. I'm not finna put me in no dress. You could do, it's all type of, you could put me in a suit. It still be ass goddamn. Still gonna do, this image is crazy. I gotta get off this image.
You got to tell him no. I did. I did.
So as you can hear, Katt Williams set the internet on fire with this interview.
8 million
and
views right now.
We're not happy about it at all. Kevin Hart obviously wasn't happy. For those who don't know, Kevin Hart and Katt Williams have had tension for years now.
No, Kevin Hart got something going on with his assistant. That she said he cheated or some shit. Some shit
Katt
he got
has
going
kind
on.
of put it out there that Kevin is basically an industry plant, and he was basically ushered in to replace him because Katt wasn't willing to conform to everything that was happening in the industry, and Kevin Hart was. He was willing to play the game. So Katt claimed that Kevin was a puppet, and Kevin didn't like that at all. In fact, he lambasted him during his Breakfast Club interview a few years ago.
They never liked each other.
Where Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I got to fix me. And
See,
I'm
you
going
will
to come back and
believe
I'm gonna
that.
stand up for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Katt did respond to some of what Kevin said here, and he even doubled down on the idea that Kevin wasn't.
See, anybody would believe that because Kevin Hart is a work. He's a work machine. That was you believe. But Kevin Hart is actually a work machine. He taking every opportunity. You ain't seen that man on everything. Kevin Hart was in his Wayne mode. Like, he was just on everything. It didn't give. I hope he stood on some type of business. I did see Kevin Hart in a dress, which is wild because I never knew that man was in a dress. Why they want you to be in a dress just for you to elevate your life? Like, what does the dress symbolize? What the fuck does a dress symbolize? You playing a woman. What does that symbolize though? Like, why you gotta do that?
Without making any real waves in comedy. At least this is what Katt Williams feels.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It did happen. For a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been...
Kevin Hart stand-up, they was definitely funny. They were funny until he started getting too big. Now, I guess he just started running out of shit to talk. Well, he didn't want to talk about certain things because he'll get canceled, if that makes sense. But the beginning, Kevin Hart, who didn't give a shit, It was all good, but he got so big. Hey, you can't say this, you can't say this, you can't say that, can't see how you feel. So I feel like he just started talking about his family. At first, it was funny, but overall, people want you to talk about what's going on. He'll throw a little shit in there every now and then. But I went to a show last year, and it was. I guess when you're drinking, anything's funny, but it was definitely. I give it about a 7, 8 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't bad. I ain't gonna say it wasn't bad. It was. I don't remember any jokes or nothing, but it wasn't that bad. It's kind of crazy. I still remember some Katt Williams jokes though. That's crazy.
Been
That
on
was a
my
long
desk.
time ago.
That all I had said was, just can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out, and then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem, and then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was.
Niggas too
and
close.
acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard, but. Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it?
Man.
I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. It's all right.
Now, Kevin Hart did respond, but he didn't go in like he did on The Breakfast Club. He just said, gotta get that anger up out you, champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There is a moment in the trailer where Gugu says they really love you. Now, I know she's talking about Katt.
Gotta promote.
Mark your calendars, world. This one is special.
Gotta promote.
Katt also went in on Cedric the Entertainer. He didn't like the fact that Cedric tried to act like he didn't steal one of his jokes from back in the day. And Katt said he gave Cedric a pass after he apologized and things were all good, but Cedric went on Club Shay Shay and he tried to downplay Katt again. And this is what made Katt upset.
Well, you were Katt. I mean, Katt say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline.
The idea what this brother is talking about, that joke is over 30 years old, close to 30-something years old. I did the Kings of Comedy in 1999. Probably had been doing that joke 6, 7 years before that. I don't even know if Katt was doing comedy then.
Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said, it don't line up. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was.
Niggas wouldn't have got
He
receipts.
thought that I was just
Niggas
a
wouldn't have got
no-name
receipts.
comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular
Man,
joke.
listen.
On
The internet went and got receipts on everything Katt Williams said, and that man ain't lied yet. That is the internet is a crazy place. Them folks pulled up this shit, and that man ain't lying.
BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
1998. I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship.
That's what he said.
The truth don't need motivation.
To a spaceship.
I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric's sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star.
Right.
We found out he can't sing,
man.
can't dance, and doesn't
He said he
write
doing an album.
jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
Yeah, and he didn't stop there. He went in on Steve Harvey.
Damn, Steve Harvey had the toupee for all these
called
years.
out Steve for being jealous of Bernie Mac. If you don't know, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac
Look at that.
were a part
That
of
shit
one
was
of
fake
the
as
biggest
hell.
comedy specials in history called The Kings of Comedy.
Bernie Mac was
And
the funniest
Bernie Mac
one.
was the funniest one on the book.
Definitely the funniest
However,
one.
He did not close out the show. Steve Harvey closed it out, and Steve did admit that he was a bit threatened by Bernie Mac, and for years there was some beef between them. Bernie felt like Steve was jealous and he was trying to sabotage his movie roles. In fact, Steve was trying to snatch his role from Ocean's 11, and it created a lot of tension between
that man
the two
was so
of them.
funny.
And Steve did go on Club Shay Shay, and he tried to act like he didn't have an interest in being a movie star. He said that he never wanted it, but clearly he did, because he was trying to compete with Bernie Mac for a movie role. And Katt called Steve out on it, and he also called Steve out for stealing from another comedian named Mark Curry and allegedly lying about being homeless.
The same Steve that went to go watch
Everybody
Mark
said that,
Curry
though.
do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business, and it's a man unit.
Bro, I never knew that. That shit looked so real. But Steve would do. He was the first person to do this. It was the mustache fake too, cause that bitch used to be thick. I'm like, how you comb that shit?
This the same
fresh
Negro that
lineup.
hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one
that
of
real?
them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good, baby, and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show
And they said he was homeless.
and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man.
Do you consider yourself a king of comedy? Where does Katt?
No, they consider that.
Oh, that.
Like when after Bernie left,
Bernie
them
was the
same
king coming.
three
Yeah, he was
guys
pretty
I'm
funny
telling
too.
you about, the Kings.
Yeah.
Right? Because DL is the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be
no
pretty
DL
funny.
slander gets tolerated. But they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie. And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you. Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him.
Bernie Mac was just naturally funny. He was just naturally. He just get up there and start talking. He was just naturally funny. And his show, the Bernie Mac show, oh man, I used to watch that show. I used to watch every episode. Every episode had you crying and laughing, and that shit used to be funny. Damn.
You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it because you did. And that ain't the way comedy works.
So don't.
The king is the funniest. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Katt Williams also went in on Ricky Smiley. Ricky also did an interview on Club Shay Shay, and he said that he was supposed to play the character Money Mike in Friday Afternoon.
Now, Ricky Smiley playing Money Mike, that shit don't even line up. Because Ricky Smiley definitely had a church audience. That's why he started the dressing in the women dress thing. It was a church audience thing. Where he talking about going to church and all that crap. So it wouldn't even make sense for him to be Money Mike. Money Mike fit Katt Williams all the way. All the way.
Next, and Katt was supposed to play Santa Claus.
There was nothing wrong with him playing Santa Claus. I liked him playing Santa Claus.
But Katt is saying that was a lie. It didn't happen like that.
You were originally supposed to play Katt Williams' character.
Yes.
And Katt Williams was supposed to play my character.
This man told you he had
That don't even
Katt
sound
Williams'
right.
role. He was gonna be Money Mike,
Wait.
and Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points.
That don't even
You
make
mean
sense.
in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man? Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. What he told everybody was, Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve and Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike. Because I
don't
wrote
even
the
sound
words
right.
for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated
Let me
with
check
the
my
wardrobe
Palm
department
Pilot.
and made outfits to make sure that no one in
I was like, I
America
got shit
would
to
be
do.
wearing what Money Mike was wearing.
Now, Ricky Smiley did respond to Katt, and he did clarify that, yes, he auditioned for Money Mike, and he and his team got the impression that he actually was casted for Money Mike. However, that wasn't the case. They went on to do more auditions, and they found Katt Williams. Ricky ended up getting the Santa Claus role.
Bro, the Santa Claus
instead.
role was not bad. I'm not understanding why that's such a big deal. The Santa Claus role was pretty good. With a milk and cookies. He said, if I get you eat a big ass sandwich and shit. With a milk cookie food. Yeah, I like the role. That little role, I feel like that little role definitely put him, elevated him. It's better than wearing a dress. Well, he wear a dress, but I'm just saying, that role elevated him. I like that role. That shit was good
I
to me.
went out to audition for Friday After Next as Money Mike, not the Santa Claus. And that is the honest God truth. Was Money Mike, and I guess the producers, Cube and everybody saw something different. I guess when Katt Williams did it, they added the whole pimp twist to that character, which was actually a better decision and made it funnier.
You were auditioning for Money Mike. We were told you had the role, and then that switched up overnight.
Ricky Smiley also addressed the comments about him dressing up as a woman in some of his roles. Katt took a jab at Ricky and said after they did the movie Friday After Next, they both partook in the movie First Sunday, and Katt said that in his contract, he wanted Ricky to wear a dress because he felt like he shined the most when he acted like a woman. Now, Ricky said that wasn't true. In fact, he actually was requested by the creator, David E. Talbert, to play the role Bernice in the movie First Sunday. And not
Why
only
you just
that,
couldn't get a woman to play that role?
He actually defended his reasons for wearing a dress. He said all the other comedic greats did it, and he said it was just a role. He needed to make money, so he put the dress on.
You know, comedy greats like Flip Wilson played Geraldine. Richard Pryor played some roles on his show. Jamie Foxx played Wanda. Martin played Shanae.
And Big Mama.
I did. Bernice Jenkins, Tyler Perry did. There's a lot of comics and a lot of comedy greats that did characters for the sake of funny, for entertainment, for the sake of the laugh. And it has nothing to do with nobody's comfortable in the role. Nobody wants to put on a damn dress or comfortable in it, you know. That has nothing to do with my manhood being lessened for trying to play a role and trying to put food on the table for my family.
Why they
Now,
just couldn't
Katt
get a woman
does
to
have a
play that
strong
role?
stance against heterosexual comedians wearing dresses. He feels like they're not doing it out of their own free will. They're doing it because they're required to. And he just didn't want to do it. And he felt away when Martin Lawrence reached out to him and asked him to wear a dress for their second movie, Big Mama's House 2.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script in front of all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him.
This interview was crazy. And you know what's interesting
That's
is
crazy.
Brandon T. Jackson said that he actually regretted playing this role because he felt like it ruined his career.
But the whole dress bit was already overdone. You know, it was like it was hacky, you know, and I did it purely for the money and the work of Martin Lawrence. Only Katt Williams. Katt Williams was trying to always say, Brandon don't wear a dress. You know,
he called you, or is this?
No, he was saying.
They ain't got on makeup and all eyelash and all that shit crazy.
At the time, I didn't know that. I believe it was a curse that went with that personally, because nothing went right since then. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress.
Now, Katt Williams also went in on Faison Love. Now, Katt
Big
and
Worm
Faison don't get along at all. A lot of his peers issues, and Faison claimed that he was owed $50,000 from a tour.
I missed it. I maybe they went back for some reason.
Was throwing shade at him, and he pulled out a gun on him, but the gun didn't have any bullets. And he even tried to send Suge Knight to take him out, which
can't work.
A mess. And Faison and Katt have been throwing shade at each other. Faison even said that Katt was the most overrated comedian of all time.
Oh,
when it comes to comedians, right, who would you say is the most overrated comedian of all time?
Katt Williams.
That's crazy.
What great has he done since Pimpin' Chronicles?
Now, when Katt heard his, he did not.
I wonder, is Faison Love? Does Faison Love even have specials? Do you have a special? I don't even. Besides Friday, I don't know Faison Love from anything else besides Friday. That was about it. He might have had a special. I never heard of it. Probably do, but I never looked at him as a comedian. though. What are you doing? I never looked at Faison Love as a comedian at all, besides Friday.
That's what I'm saying. If you a Faison Love fan, you mean you've been a fan of him for 32 years, you still waiting on him to do his first special?
Oh, he don't have any.
Faison in every movie. Like, you just gonna take your shirt off on every movie? Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Katt.
That Big Worm, that's all.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers. It's not like
No, I ain't got no
allegiance to the man.
Crazy. But you gotta admit the role that he played, Big Perm in Friday now. You gotta give him credit for the role now. Come on now.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If what you're saying is correct, why wasn't he in next Friday or Friday after next?
He was not in
role,
there.
It wasn't good. Sorry.
Faison responded by posting footage of Katt getting beat up by a boy on a playground. I don't know if y'all remember this, but this was wild. Like, it's weird. He just has a weird life. But one thing about him is he's gonna go viral for saying
he like AI.
Like Katt will always set
Katt
the
we
internet
like
on
AI
fire
right here.
with any interview he does, and this interview is no different. Everybody is talking about it, and everybody's responding. Even Tiffany Haddish, you know.
What he say about Tiffany Haddish?
For not doing a stand-up at the Comedy Store, which was a very prominent club where a lot of black comedians made their debut. Tiffany responded to this and said, "I'm not mad. I just wish he would get his facts right about me. Dang, I guess I will send him a reminder text."
He said look a lot like Charles White. It's crazy.
Katt Williams, he looks a lot like Charleston White. Now, Tiffany knows better than to come with a weak joke like that because Katt is only going to flame her some more. But anyway, Katt not only came from Tiffany,
Michael
but
Blackson?
he also came from Michael Blackson.
What Michael Blackson do?
Katt Williams does not like Michael Blackson. Michael actually made a joke about him smoking crack, and Katt did not take too kindly to that comment.
Disrespectful. You ain't
Katt
smoke no
has
crack
always
now.
been very firm on saying that he doesn't do drugs. The only thing he does is smoke weed, according to him. So he didn't like that comment, and Michael said that he was joking, of course. He told Cam Capone News that he never saw Katt smoke crack, so he was just making a joke. But still, Katt never forgot it, and it was very
he forgot that shit
Katt
at all.
was not feeling Michael at all, especially when they did that Wild 'N Out episode together.
I want to know what's shorter, you or my scene next Friday.
He had a good scene though.
All of your scenes are small.
I don't like this.
And he doesn't like you either. Most comedians don't get booed enough. This is how you end up with a Michael Blackson, who's a real African doing a fake African accent. Okay, this guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis, and I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're gonna say that, you gotta go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody got you gotta put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it.
Michael Blackson responded to Katt and said, Katt Williams is definitely top 10 comedians of all time.
He top 5.
But we all have to agree he's not the Katt of 2005. I can't believe this line.
Shit, 2005? Shit, that was a long ass time ago. You gonna be the same person. I hope you ain't.
LMAO, I only built a free school so the kids can whip your tail for free, mother sucker. Katt Williams is a very smart midget nigga. He took shots.
He really typed like that.
10 comedians alive today, so we could all respond and make him relevant again. Never been booed ever, but I've watched Katt get booed in 2 cities. Cincy,
I don't believe
I forgot
that.
the other city. Cincy is short for Cincinnati.
I really believe Michael Blackson he definitely got booed way more than goddamn Katt Williams. I'm not believing that whatsoever.
Natty. Effed up ish is Cincy.
Definitely not believing that shit.
It's effed up when your own people booze you. I'm so confused. I'm African with a fake African accent. My accent had me roasted every day in school and in the comedy clubs in America.
Oh, he in his
and
feelings
I wish I
now.
could get rid of it. Even my Philly accent is fake. I guess the only real thing about me is my deek.
Well,
what is wrong with Michael Blackson, man? And you know what? Katt Williams didn't just go in on the comedians. He was going in on
he went in on?
He went in on Jonathan Majors and called him ugly.
First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. It don't matter. You
Man,
won't know
they put
it's
my
a play
nigga in
as soon as
jail.
they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book. What is you talking about? Get out of here.
And he was good in Creed though. I like him in Creed.
Katt was also going in on
God
people's
damn.
wives. I mean, he called out Kanye West's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian.
For what? What'd she do?
What do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like what?
Oh, Lord.
Like,
he also called out Ludacris's wife for no reason. In fact, he was telling a story how he and Ludacris went to this Illuminati meeting. I mean, this is Katt Williams' words, not mine. But he was alleging that they had to do certain things like change their appearance and shave their hair and sideburns if they wanted to be a part of the Fast and Furious franchise. They ended up choosing Ludacris, and once he got up in the ranks, he basically married his current wife. And Katt has this theory that a lot of these black entertainers marry the same looking woman because they're told to do so.
no, so there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an
Bro, that is
Illuminati
crazy if
thing.
that's true though.
One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person
Why you
turned
got
out to
them?
be
They
Katt
must
Williams.
be.
Now, one
They must be related to somebody in the industry. That's crazy if that's true. I wouldn't. I'd hope not to believe that, but that's crazy if that's true.
person ended up with a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife that's never done it. Remember I told you that if I say that, it applied to 7 people?
Yes.
It's part of what they give you. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Oh, man, come on.
Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and that she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people.
Cause I never, well, I ain't looking
How
for
they
it.
all
So.
end up with that. That's part of what you get.
Katt Williams is so messy, y'all. He is so messy. This interview was entertaining. I'm not.
It was entertaining. I gotta watch the other half.
So many times throughout this interview.
I gotta watch the other half.
I could also be honest and say, you know, Katt Williams does exaggerate a little bit when it comes to certain points. Not to say that he's not truthful on other points, but there are times when he does stretch the truth a little bit. And a lot of people he called out weren't really feeling what he had to say. I mean, even Ludacris responded.
He responded with some rap.
Dropped a freestyle.
He dropped the whole.
Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati, and I only
dropped a
left
freestyle.
when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
That was Luda's response, and
that was his response.
It never ceased to amaze me how much of a rise Katt gets out of people. I think he has an amazing gift where
I know his phone blowing the fuck up.
Attention, and this interview did just that.
It
exploded on the internet, and I honestly think part of the reason why it exploded is because they want this interview to overshadow the Jeffrey Epstein list, and I'm gonna wait till more names come out on that.
I didn't think about that. That list is going crazy. That list ain't even going crazy right now.
For the last couple of days, I wanted to talk about this, and I think Katt is genius because I do know that he currently is doing a comedy tour, and he knew exactly what to do and say to get people talking.
I believe he was just drunk. Well, he was drinking. He was drinking, but
anyway, tell what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe, people. But I was finna say, yeah, Katt Williams definitely went in on people. He went on people bad. But he was drinking at the same time, though. So, hey, when you're drinking, truth come out, don't it? Think that's how it go? But, yeah, everybody responded. I don't think everybody responded. But, yeah, I ain't think about the selling wives thing. None of them people wives I ever seen. And you will never see them do an interview. That is true. Not that I'm looking for it. Not to give a shit about it, but that is true. But yeah, that Jeffrey, that list, it's kind of people trying to bring it to light, but I guess they blew this up for that to be overshadowed. But we'll see in the next couple of days what the hell go on. But if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace.